Okay, welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about the battery hatch, which is on the bottom of the airplane. But what's important about the battery hatch, first off, it has a little latch here that lets you open it. Okay, hold it back like this. And you already have Velcro to hold the battery in place. Now, the Velcro, there's also, if you open these Velcro things up, there's also Velcro down here, and it's the fuzzy kind of Velcro. Okay. And so what we're going to need to do is take some Velcro and put it on the bottom of the battery to match where this is going to go. Now, the way I'm going to orient the battery, and I haven't put any Velcro on the back of this yet, we'll do that later. But the reason is if you put the battery in and you secure it with the Velcro, okay. No matter how hard you try to secure it with the Velcro, that battery's going to slip around. You watch. You can see that battery slipping back and forth there. That's not good when it comes to the center of gravity. So later in videos later, we're going to measure the center of gravity of the airplane, and when we do, we'll have a little bit of play to decide whether this should be toward the front or toward the back. Okay, and after we know where the center of gravity is, then we'll put small pieces of Velcro to match where this goes, so it'll be held in place the same way every time. Okay. Now, as I said before, this is the connector. Let me get a little closer. Okay. So there's your connector. You can't get to it very well. So I'm going to use this extension. Okay. Get back here like this where you get it in focus. Okay. I'm going to use this extension, which has Dean's on one end and EC3 on the other, and I'm going to plug this extension into the ESC connector, so you've got a little bit longer thing to deal with. Okay. Then the battery has EC3 on it, so the battery has an EC3 connector on it, and you have two choices. Sometimes I use an EC3 to Dean's female, okay, with a wire on it, or you can use an EC3 to Dean's female, that's in other words EC3 male, okay, to Dean's female, and plug that into the battery. Okay. You can only use, they only make these one way so you don't mess up. Okay. Back out a little bit here. Get a better focus. There we go. Okay, right there. All right. So that's one connector on the battery, and it's not that much longer. If you use this kind of connector, it'll work fine, but the wire will actually be a bit longer. Okay. Let me get this thing back in here. Okay, so you're going to find out that pulling these EC3s on and off is tough. I don't like to use them. They're okay, but constantly pulling things on and off, gets hard after a while. So I like to use the Deans. So now if I put this battery in, and I think I'll use the shorter one, I tend to put a little bit longer. This extension was about 6 inches. You can probably find them all the way down to maybe 4 inches. 3 would be enough. Okay, I'm just going to rest that in place without worrying about how exactly where it is, because we haven't measured the center of gravity yet. So I've got the battery wire up here, the wire from the ESC down here, and there's plenty of overlap, and that will just sit in there like that after we connect it. Don't connect it now, okay? The reason we don't want to connect it now is we're not ready. We got to get the radio ready, make sure the radio is working, and you always plug the radio, you always turn the radio on before you turn the airplane on. So don't plug anything up yet. I'm just showing you how this hatch works, and to make sure you have some kind of extension just to make it easier to put the battery in and out. So whether you use a no wire extension or a extension with a wire, or you don't have to use the Deans at all, and you can try to fiddle and get that thing right there into the EC3 connector into this EC3 connector, and you'll find it difficult. You'll get frustrated, and you won't want to go flying when you're frustrated. So I make it easy for myself. Okay, that's how you prepare to get the battery ready. And so I'm going to use these Deans connectors. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next video.